Live and unscripted from the DC metro area, this is a story of surviving and thriving after a layoff. This outdoor podcast is brought to you by atopcareer.com. Episode 22. With two great job offers, Edith now has to confront her fears and make a decision based on her own needs rather than the needs of everybody else. Edith also offers some tips on decision-making based on one's Myers-Briggs preferences.
Because I find myself in the unique position of having gotten two really good job offers, I have to turn one down. And it's really amazing through this process how it almost forces you to come to terms with everything that you know about yourself, good and bad. There's an issue that I'm struggling with right now that's related to a part of me, fundamentally who I am. And that is my worthiness, or the fact that on some very dysfunctional level, there's a very small part of me that believes that, I don't deserve all these good things that happen. So there's that piece. And then the fact that I definitely don't focus enough on myself and what's best for me and my own needs, and instead have built a life and a career on being of service to others. So there's sort of an imbalance there. And, I'm very aware of that. But now that I have these two job offers, both of those issues are kind of coming back to haunt me in a way. For the one position, which is organization number 2, that was the organization that I had assumed from the beginning that I would be a part of and I would start working there. And that was the place I'd been contracted to, and the management there and the employees there assumed I would also be joining them. And this isn't going to happen now because I've decided to go with organization number 1, which for me is ultimately a better opportunity. It's more money and it's a better career path for me. And now I have to tell the people at organization number 2 that I'm not going to take that offer. And that's a scary thing for me to do. This is a potential conflict situation, but I guess to put it simply, if not everybody is happy or satisfied, it makes me very uncomfortable. And this is one of those situations that when I explain it, obviously they're not going to be happy about it. So it's forcing me to confront a part of myself that I need to confront in order to grow, and it's another hurdle I have to overcome through this process. And, in fact, might be the biggest hurdle for me. So if you are struggling with a similar issue, here are some useful tips. Try to get into, for those of you who are familiar with the Myers-Briggs type indicator, people who have this issue are often feeling types, and it's going to require you to access the thinking side of you that is often not comfortable. It's not a comfortable place to be because there's potential conflict there, putting other people in a bad situation, making people not feel good, all that kind of stuff. But it has to be done. And as difficult as it is, you have to think about yourself and your own needs and take other people out of it. Remember that this is not personal. This is doing something that you have to do, something that you have to do for you. Think about what the logical choice is rather than what the harmonious choice is. No, it's not natural for you to do that, but it can be done. And once you step over that barrier and overcome that obstacle, everything else is going to be a breeze. There may be thinking types, too, who have this issue, but normally people who have a thinking preference will have this issue for a different reason than a feeling type might. With feeling types, it's all about the implications of their decisions on other people. What are other people going to think? Are other people going to be okay? Et cetera, et cetera. With thinking types, it may be about the potential for conflict in terms of efficiency, in terms of what that might mean to an organization's bottom line. But for thinking types, conflict is not usually as threatening per se as it is for feeling types. This is one thing definitely I admire about thinking types, is their ability to take the personalization out of situations like these and to be objective. But in order to grow and develop and to continue moving forward. This is something that we feeling types have to learn to come to terms with, and I will too.
Find Edith online at www.atopcareer.com. Thanks for listening.